I'm Dan Shapiro. I had the great honor of serving as U.S. Ambassador to Israel, and today I lead the Middle East policy team at the U.S. Department of Defense. On behalf of Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, thank you for the opportunity to speak about the department's support for Israel. President Biden has a secure place in history as one of the greatest champions of Israel's right to defend itself. That has been true throughout his long career of public service, and it was especially crucial after the terrible day of October 7th, 2023. In the days immediately following Hamas's massacre, President Biden, Secretary of State Blinken, and Secretary Austin each flew separately to Israel to stand in solidarity with the Israeli people who had just endured the deadliest terrorist attack in Israel's history and the bloodiest day in Jewish history since the Holocaust. Secretary Austin stood in Tel Aviv that day, right next to Israeli Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant, and Secretary Austin declared, "America's support for Israel's security is ironclad." Our administration has proven that every day since October 7th, and we've helped ensure that Hamas can never again commit the atrocities we saw on October 7th. Never. Using every tool available to the administration and with robust bipartisan support from Congress through emergency supplemental funding, the United States has surged more than $13.5 billion worth of security assistance to Israel, moving at the speed of war. Just 6 days after October 7th, Secretary Austin was standing at an Israeli military base watching the U.S. cargo planes fly in that vital aid, and they have been arriving almost every day since. We also strengthened America's military posture in the Middle East. That included deploying not one, but 2 carrier strike groups to the region to strengthen our deterrence. President Biden and Secretary Austin sent a blunt, one-word message to any country or group that might try to take advantage of October 7th. Don't. Believing in the importance of the closest of coordination between U.S. and Israeli leaders, Secretary Austin has spoken with Minister Gallant more than 100 times since October 7th, including on a visit to Israel again in December, his 4th visit as Secretary. He has hosted Minister Gallant in the Pentagon twice, and on Friday, he spoke to Israel's new Minister of Defense, Israel Katz, on his first day in office. We have always understood that Israel is in a hard fight against a cruel enemy that hides behind innocent civilians. So the Department of Defense has worked hard with our U.S. government partners to surge aid, humanitarian aid, to Palestinian civilians in need. And we've shared with Israel's leaders our best advice on protecting civilians in Gaza, which we both agree is a moral responsibility and a strategic imperative. The war against Hamas is now entering its 2nd year. Israeli operations continue against a badly weakened Lebanese Hezbollah as the IDF fights to bring security to Israel's north, and Iran and its proxies still threaten further aggression. When Iran and its proxies launched more than 300 missiles and drones at Israel on April 13th, America was there. U.S. forces operated side by side with Israeli and partner forces to defeat Iran's outrageous attack, bringing down 99% of Iran's projectiles. On October 1st, Iran again attacked Israel with a barrage of 200 ballistic missiles. And once again, America was there. Side by side, U.S. Navy destroyers joined Israeli air defense units to knock a hail of Iranian ballistic missiles out of the sky. That's a testament to U.S.-Israel teamwork, to decades-long investment in cutting-edge technology, to intensive military-to-military planning and training, and to American leadership. On October 13th, Secretary Austin ordered the deployment of an air defense system known as THAAD to Israel to further strengthen Israel's defenses, along with an American crew to protect Israeli civilians. He has also ordered the deployment of more ballistic missile defense destroyers, more fighter squadrons, and B-52 long-range bombers to the region. And if Iran, its partners, or its proxies target American personnel or our interests in the region, the United States will take every measure necessary to defend our people. Last week, I visited the headquarters of U.S. Central Command, known as CENTCOM, in Tampa, Florida, and met with our outstanding commander, General Eric Kurilla. I thanked him for all that he and his CENTCOM teammates are doing to defend our interests and our people and to build extraordinary relationships of trust with their colleagues in the Israel Defense Forces. We both remarked on the incredible courage and dedication of our U.S. service members, and we discussed a clear conclusion from the events of this past year. In the face of the threats posed by Iran and its terrorist partners and proxies, America's ironclad security partnership with Israel is simply indispensable. Now our priority is de-escalating tensions through deterrence and diplomacy. The United States continues to drive hard to secure the release of every hostage being held in Gaza, including 7 U.S. citizens. It's an effort the Department of Defense has supported from the very beginning, and we've made clear to the families, many of whom are here, that we are committed to bringing their loved ones home. We're working to achieve a ceasefire to bring this war to an end and to secure a diplomatic resolution along Israel's border with Lebanon that allows civilians to return safely to their homes on both sides of the border. We continue to work toward a future where Israel has peaceful, normal relations with all of its Arab neighbors and where Palestinians have a state of their own, living alongside a secure and sovereign Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud of all that we have achieved together and all that our U.S. service members are doing to protect our interests and to partner to protect the state of Israel. President Biden, Secretary Austin, and their team have been there for Israel in days of war, and we will continue to fight to help move Israel and the entire region toward a more hopeful, secure, and integrated future. Thank you. God bless you.